makers, it is Jo here today, and I'd like to show you a product or tool video from the Minerva website. I like to choose a few items and show you how they work in real time. Today I've chosen some patchwork quilting templates. Now, I'm not a seasoned quilter, I like to dip my toe in and out, but I think it's one of those crafts that you can pick up at different levels, so you can really have a go if you're new, and you can get really accurate and creative the more experienced you get. These are a really good place to start because they help with your accuracy right from the start so that your pieces will come together. Let me show you what's in the little kit and I'll show you how to use this product. In this little pack you get a set of templates, different sizes. Some of them work together, I'll show you that afterwards. In the booklet it gives you some basics of threading up a needle and cutting out your pieces. There's lots of instruction on how to stitch your pieces by hand. It's a little cushion activity, and at the back there's a really lovely section on lots of different blocks that you can try out with these templates included. They've all got different names and you can see the cutting details here and then put your piece together to make the final block. There's also a guide too for how much fabric you'll need for each template. So that's what's included in this Prim template for patchwork. You can choose to use any kind of fabrics. It's a really good way to use up your fabric stash. You want to think of a few key things. So you want to make sure that your fabrics are a similar weight and drape. You don't really want to mix a viscose offcut with a cotton offcut because one will drag the fabric more than another. You could really do with having all of your fabrics pre-washed, so if you ever wash your quilt or patchwork piece, then all of the pieces will have had the same amount of shrinkage. And of course you can choose solid colours, you can choose prints, you can mix and match. There's whole avenues which you can go down to create your own patchwork designs. Today I'm just using up some solid colours because they're really easy to see on the screen and there isn't a print to get in the way of what I want to show you. Okay, let's crack on. So I'll talk you through cutting out your fabric whilst using these templates. One of the first tips for cutting out a patchwork cushion or quilt or block is to make sure that your fabric is flat. If you've got a fabric with lots of creases, when you put your template on, wherever these creases are, you'll get a slightly inaccurate cut. You want your fabric to be flat. The next thing to be aware of is that you're cutting your fabric on the grain. So even though it looks like I could cut a triangle from this corner here, this fabric is cut on the bias because this here is the selvage. I'm going to line the selvage up with a line on the grid. So now if I want to cut a triangle out, I want to make sure that I have the grain line running through the centre and the other grain across here. So when you're using up scraps, just be careful that you're not putting your pieces in all different spaces on the fabric, like here, because this is cut on the bias, so your pieces will stretch out and your cushion cover or block won't be flat. You'll get ripples and sort of ballooned areas. So make sure you cut your fabric on grain. You can use these templates in a couple of ways. So you can draw around them. And you want a pen so that you get a very fine line for an accurate cut. And you can cut out with a rotary cutter or scissors. Cut accurately and carefully. You can also cut with your rotary cutter right against the edge. It depends how skilled and controlled you are, because now it's harder for me as a right-hander to cut around here without moving that fabric. So It's up to you. It depends how skilled you are with your rotary cutter. You might want to mix rotary cutter and scissors. Each piece has a seam allowance, which is 1/4 inch or 6mm, so your finished piece won't be as big as your template. It will be a little bit smaller than that. You need to sew accurately to get the correct sizing for each piece. If you're hand stitching and adding paper inserts, you can use the 2 triangles together. You'll have that 6mm seam allowance, and the small one will be cut in paper and the large one in fabric, and that will allow for a hand stitching seam allowance. So 1 in paper, 1 in fabric, and then you will press the fabric over the paper edge. Press over the seam allowance, you can see it there. I've held it down with clips at the moment, but that won't be sufficient. You need to tack around the edges. That will hold the paper insert in place, and you've got a really firm edge for hand sewing. This is called English paper piecing. If you want to take a shortcut, you can use a temporary glue pen, add a little bit to the paper and fold over the edge. This removes the need for tacking and makes all of your quilting a little bit faster. And now your pieces are ready to stitch together, and those edges are stabilised so you can get a really crisp finish. With a set like this, you can make a sample quilt. That's how I first started to sort of try out my techniques for patchwork. So I made one block in one design and I made another block in another design. I added borders all around them so they came together as one quilt, but each block was different. It worked really nicely, and it was a good way to practice lots of different techniques. If you've got a set like this where you can get lots of different designs just from these templates by using them in a different configuration, it's a really good way to learn some new block techniques. Although you can start quilting with very few tools or products, a product like this will really help you just to move on a little bit more and give you some more ideas. You could also look out for other quilting template packs. So if you're looking for something like hexagons, there's a set on our website. You can check out all of our quilting products if you put that in the search bar. If you want your hand holding a little bit more, you can buy a quilting instruction set. So for example, the Elizabeth Hartman ones, they're absolutely beautiful, mostly involving animals, but there you will get the templates and you will also be shown in what order to put them together so that you get these amazing designs. If you're looking for something more contemporary, then the Alison Glass quilting pattern here called Feathers would again really help you to follow a process from start to finish and have your hand held with some great instructions. If you're just using up some scraps and you want to see if you like quilting, then you could just use some of these little templates to help you cut out some shapes and have a go at putting some things together. There are 2 ways that you can put your fabric pieces together. You can either machine sew or you can hand sew. A few little things to help get you started on each of those decisions. And I'm going to first show you how to hand sew your pieces together. So you take your stiffened pieces of fabric, put them right sides together and match up the corners. You want to be quite accurate here, making sure that everything is lined up. It doesn't matter whether you use the tacking method or the gluing method, you need to have those edges right up next to each other. You're going to sew and thread up a needle and just take a very fine amount of fabric from each side. You don't want to take too much or you'll adjust the seam allowance, and you need your stitches to be really quite close. That will make the seam nice and strong. You want to make sure as well that you only sew to the corner and not past it, and that will help your next intersection to sit nicely. At the end, you're going to just knot off your threads and trim them. And then when you open it out, you'll get a really nice flat seam of tiny little hand stitches. You can take out the tacking, but it's probably best not to do it now. It's probably best to do it when you've attached lots of your triangles together, because you want to keep that pressed edge in place for the next piece to be attached. You can use these half square triangles to make the spinning goose by orientating the pieces. And there's a picture to help you do that. If hand piecing seems like a lot of time and effort, then you can also put your pieces together on the sewing machine. You'll be needing to work with a really accurate seam allowance here, so you can do it two ways. You can mark the seam allowance on. I'm using my seam gauge here to get the 0.6 millimeters. I'm using a fine pen so I get an accurate line. You can just put them together and pin them. The only trouble with that is it does sort of buckle the fabric a little bit. It's okay if you've got bigger pieces because you might need to pin them, but for smaller pieces, it just makes a little bit of a ripple and a kink. So if you can hold them together, you might find you've got more control. You might also find for accurate sewing, you get a machine quilter's foot. So this one has a 1/4 inch or 6mm foot marker there and a smaller one on the other side. So it's really good for making sure that all your pieces have exactly the same seam allowance. If you don't have one of those, you can use your regular foot in combination with a drawn line. And you want to make sure that your needle is absolutely starting in the correct position. So be really accurate here, making sure that you're on the line, and sew your pieces together. You can back tack at the beginning and at the end so that your pieces don't come undone. With the quilter's foot, again, get your needle in, but you'll be guiding the edge of the foot against the raw edge. Either way, they're both 0.6 millimeters, so you can make sure you get an accurate piece. Another way to gain accuracy is to press each piece before you apply the next piece. That means that everything will be the correct size. With hand-stitched pieces, you want to take out the paper before you iron. And this time you'll be pressing the seam allowances to one side. This will make the seam a little bit stronger, and it's a little bit fiddly, but it's a good job to do with a mini iron. You want to make sure that your folded edges are heading in the correct direction so that everything fits together nicely for the next piece. When you press them aside like that, you can see your hand stitching, and this is nice and strong. If I pressed it open, then I'd only be relying on my hand stitching, whereas machine stitching is closer and has a tighter, stronger tension. So that's how you treat the two pieces differently. You can notice here that my hand stitch one looks smaller, and that's because the folded edges of seam allowance are already pressed in. On the machine ones, those will be absorbed in the next seam line. So when I put them right sides together, that will take out the next 0.6 millimeters. When you sew them together and you've got them all pressed and everything's lying nice and flat, don't be alarmed about this little bit at the top and the bottom. You haven't misaligned anything. That's going to be the seam line for the next intersection. What happens when it goes wrong? Well, these templates are for accurate cutting, they're not for accurate sewing, so that bit's up to you. So if you start putting things together without raw edges matching or using different seam allowances for different seam lines, then you won't be able to get your sharp corners to match up to the next piece. These are for cutting, not necessarily for sewing. I've made the card trick block today, and you'll have to decide on your own level of perfection. I haven't quite got that middle one lined up, but it's okay with a card trick. On the back, you might be pressing some seams open. Once you get more layers, you might be pushing them to one side. That helps you to line up the seams. And you want to give everything a good press. These templates can be used in lots of different ways and orientations for lots of different blocks, and they're all in the booklet with this pack. It's a really great way to put together a few blocks for cushions. Thank you very much for watching. I think this product is a really great gateway tool for people who want to get started with patchwork or quilting. And I like the way that it's really versatile in that you can use it with your machine, or you can do some hand stitching, which is more portable. I've really enjoyed making my block, and it's really inspired me to have a go at some other blocks from the back of the booklet. We would love to see anything that you've been making. It doesn't have to be patchwork or products from our website. We just like to see what the sewing community has been up to, so do make a free account and head over to Minerva. You can upload photographs and descriptions of your projects there and get lots of inspiration from other Minerva makers. Thank you very much for watching, and do tune in for some more of our product tour videos.